Shalom Alaikum Mishmikah. It is your host with the most. It is the one, the apostle, the prophet. That's right, coming into your eye gates and into your eardrums with 2,400 watts of power in this hour. Yes, indeed, we just want to greet you. Abaragani. Inhotep. Amani Kaka. Amani Dada. Hola. Bonjour. Konnichiwa. Ni hao ma. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom alaikum. Greetings, family. Listen, we're getting ready to go into an awesome session. I just want to take a little time out, just a minute here, just to introduce to some and present to others the master teacher, the one, the apostle, T.E. Harris. Listen, fam. This master has dedicated his life, man, to being disciplined and retrieving the information that's pertinent, the information that brings about a matter of fact, the information that challenges your mind to cogitate, to ponder, to think, to actualize, to meditate, so that you may bring those things that are consistent with your purpose into being. He's not here without rhyme or reason, but he is here for a purpose, a divine purpose. The divinity shall come from out of his being and permeate you today. I promise you, through this canal, through this tunnel, through this wormhole, through this ram, through this technology today, he's going to release some serums that are going to be so awesome that you're going to be able to download them, understand what they are, understand what they are, overstand what they are, aroundstand what they are, with the breadth, the length, and the height, and the width. I just wanted to take that time out to just ensure you that you have someone who has dedicated themselves to this purpose for you. They've sacrificed for you. And when I say sacrifice, we're not talking about some kind of superficial act that is carried out in terms of saying that I'm some type of pure individual. No, when I say sacrifice, I mean that within himself, he has reconciled the fact that this is needful. Needful for my people, that my people may advance. So he's making a sacrifice for the truth. He's not making a sacrifice for falsehood, but he's making a sacrifice for truth. And he's going to bring it. He's going to bring it. He's going to bring it. And he's going to create a dialogue for us. You all get ready. Y'all know how we do it. We use the talkback system. You got to talk back to us. You got to share that energy with us. And those of you that are coming into the room for the first time, this is your first ride. Please let us know where you're hailing from, where you're coming from. Let us know so that we can cast this worldwide net, this universal net. Yeah, this universal net, that we can cast it and share this energy, share this knowledge, share this wisdom, share those findings that he has delved deep to get for you, that he may be profound. You want him to be profound. Profound simply means going beneath the surface. We're not surface dwellers. Anything that is going to be of any value, guess what? You're going to have to delve for it. If you want pearls, you got to go to the bottom of the sea to get them. If you want gold, you got to dig beneath the earth to get it. If you want diamonds, you have to dig beneath the earth to get them. Every precious thing, you're going to have to dig for it, because why? It's deep. Deep doesn't mean that it's beyond your comprehension. Deep simply means that you have to research it. Look for it. Dive for it. Do an intensive research for it. It's okay. That's what time it is for us, so that we may clear that single eye. You know, the church tell you it's the devil. Oh, you're talking about the devil when you talk about the third eye. That doesn't have anything to do with the devil, period. The church, religious people are always blaming something on the devil. This is what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to unclog and stimulate your pineal gland where it may have become vestigial. We're getting ready to stimulate it and cause it to begin to vibrate on a different level and be able to come into a different realm of thought and meditation and visualization and actualization. These things are getting ready to happen for you as the master teacher, getting ready to come forth. Listen, I am your host with the most. I am the one. I'm the apostle, the prophet. That's right. Listen. Today is not my day. Sitting in the captain's seat again today with the second part of his teachings, his lesson, his dissertation, his conversation with you. He's getting ready to bring it forth for you. Listen, to all of you all, to every one of you that support us, to everyone that's in the room, I want to say gratitude. And that we're thankful for you sharing your Saturdays with us. Although you may be on lockdown. Yeah, you thought you got away with that one, didn't you? But anyway, listen, without further ado. I present to some, introduce to others, or introduce to some and present to others. None other than the one, the master teacher, Apostle T.E. Harris. I want y'all to give him a black hand. Y'all go ahead and put them black hands out there. Come on, y'all put the emojis out there. Come on. And then remember to do what? Share. Love you, fam.
Oh, come on, family. Let's give the one a black hand. Come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Awesome introduction. Listen. The energy is already high. Listen, I stay on octane, on high octane, as I always say. And this information we're going to deal with today is going to be part 2. I keep trying to tell you that science and spirituality go together. And listen, like I shared with you in part 1, this information was a spinoff of the one, the apostle, the prophet, talking about, I keep trying to tell you the truth. And what I want to share with you today is that, listen, you cannot have spirituality without science. Because science and spirituality, they're both truth. They deal with truth, the truth of the matter, to the heart of the matter. So you're going to need the science aspect of it. And we've been dealing with quantum mechanics, quantum physics, quantum mathematics. And so what we did, we took that concept and we related it to spirituality. And we showed that, listen, in order for you to go further into spirituality, you're going to have to deal with quantum mechanics, quantum physics. Why? Because they both deal with transformation. They both deal with movement. They both deal with the uncertainty, but yet, because of the knowledge of it, it becomes a certain principle to you. And so we're going to deal with those things today. We're going to go back and define a few words, and that's going to get us to where I'm going today. And some of those terms are going to be the antecedent to what we talked about on last week in part 1. Listen, let me go ahead and get set up here. I'm excited about this. And I appreciate your time and your effort, your thoughts and your energy. Listen, this is what we do. We don't take it for granted nor lightly, but we honor this opportunity. Listen, I am excited about being in the captain's seat. It's a privilege. It's an honor. It's not something I take for granted. Listen, when I'm preparing this information, Listen, I'm in another world. I'm within myself. I go deep within myself to go get this as the ones that I dare deep. And so when I'm preparing it, it's as if I'm already bringing it forth because my energy is high. I'm locked in. I'm locked and loaded so that I can bring forth the most correct information, that I may deliver it the proper way so that you may benefit from it. And so again, I'm excited. I'm excited about the one. My goodness, how he has provided this platform that have caused us to launch to that next level of who we are. Listen, that's what a parable does. A parable will launch you to a place because it's beginning, or the prefix of it is para. It not only means to cut, but it means to take on a parabolic shape, a parabolic trajectory. And so that's what we do here. We send you or launch you to a place in your mind where you couldn't have walked if you possibly thought about it. Why? Because that's what this information does. It builds. It hyperbolos to a place in you where things are nestled up on the inside of you. And we dig deep in those places where things have permeated your being, have messed up your awareness, have caused things. And before you know it, listen, it's happening for you. It's happening to you, whether you know it or not. Once again, let me get myself set up here. I'm excited about this lesson today. Again, we're dealing with part two. Part two, I keep trying to tell you that science and spirituality go together. Give me a second here. Oh, we see you out there. Sister Jazzy Michelle, welcome, shalom. All right, Sister Sophia Thompson, greetings. Our very own Elder Gibbs in the house. Listen, all is well, Elder Gibbs, and it just got better. Yes, indeed, our very own Dr. Cassandra Lindsay in the house, Oh, Kilo Mo in the house, shalom. Brother Kenny Wortham in the house. Our very own Sister Katie Hall in the house. Welcome. Cynthia Ford Clark in the house. Listen, the intuitive one, Brother Craig Leverett, the noble one in the house. Oh, our very own Sister Lavelle in the house. Greetings. All y'all up in here today. Yes. Come on, Sister Tammy Green in the house. Yes, indeed. Come on, it's on like a young telephone, as the one said. All right, Winsome Brown in the house. Listen, yes indeed, and your very own master teacher in the house. Yes, present and accounted for. We are in the house today. Listen, we're getting ready to drop it like it's hot. All right, let's get ready. Listen, once again, we're going to talk about, I keep trying to tell you that science and spirituality go together. And I want you to know that I'm spinning directly off. I keep trying to tell you the truth by the one. Because in order for you to have truth, you've got to have the science of it. The science of it actually proves itself. And I'm going to put that back on the board. Again, two mathematical concepts. And so I want to continue to put things in your eye gates so that you may understand what we're talking about here. All right, two terms, an axiom and a theorem. And let's get a quick definition so that we can kind of go back. I want to go back and talk about some things and move you forward. And I made a statement on last week, and I want to go back and hit that so that you can really understand and drum this home where we're coming from and how this thing operates. All right, let me put these two definitions out there. All right, this information is going to be under the teacher will appear. If you can see that, go ahead and give me those thumbs up. I'll give you a quick second here for that information to populate. An axiom and a theorem. All right, watch what it says here. An axiom is a proposition regarded as self-evident or self-evidently true without proof. Now that's powerful. So if the one keeps trying to tell you the truth and is connected to science and mathematics, what happens is as he continues to tell you the truth, it proves itself. So it doesn't need an actual proof. And again, in mathematics, we deal with proofs in geometry, where we can come up with a hypothesis, and based on the information that we have, it actually automatically proves itself. So that's what an axiom does. Watch this. A theorem, especially in mathematics, a formal statement that can be shown to be true by logic. So it's shown to be true by logic. So there are logical steps that we are actually taking to prove this information. We're not out here on some type of whimsical idea, just giving you information. Listen, it's sought after. We study it. So logically, we're showing how these things develop, how they operate. So now, as I shared with you in part one, it's not logical to me how this woman called Mary with Joseph, those are erroneous anyways, Miriam and Yosef, because they were Hebrews, had a little baby without copulating. That's not logical. So if it's not logical, it's not a theorem, it's not an axiom, and it's not true. Because logical steps have not taken place. Not only that, listen, in order for you to have a baby, there has to be man and woman coming together. That's the one that's shared with us so many times. There got to be 23 chromosomes from the mother, 23 chromosomes from the father. So I just can't see how that truth is permeating without it proving itself or without proof. All right? So now, let's move a little forward. Let's move forward because I want to talk about quantum, because quantum is the backdrop on how we're proving that science and spirituality go together. So let me give you this definition coming from the quantum definitions in physics and chemistry. What quantum really means in science by Dr. Anne Marie Helmenstein. Let me give you this first portion, and then we will give you the second part and define exactly what we're talking about. So again, if you can see that, come on and give me those thumbs up. Quantum definition in physics and chemistry. What quantum really means in science by Anne Marie Helmenstein, PhD. All right, now watch what this says. In physics and chemistry, a quantum is a discrete package of energy or matter. The term quantum also means the minimum value of a physical property involved in an interaction. The plural of quantum is quanta. So now we're looking at the minimum value of a physical property. So now you have to understand that as we develop these truths, we're taking minimum steps that continue to build and build and build. And because this information is building, you can see the truth developing. That's a process whereby we use to generalize and then take to specifics. That's deductive reasoning. So now we're giving you generalized information that's easily proven to get you to an end. All right? So now, watch this. Let me give you the last part of that. Let me post that real quickly. I want to post it in pieces so that we can see it as it develops. I'm doing this on purpose. Now, next part of that. Watch what it says here. For example, the quantum of charge is a charge of an electron, a negatively charged particle. That's what an electron is. Electric charge can only increase or decrease by discrete energy levels. So there is no half charge. A photon is a single quantum of light. Light and other electromagnetic energy is absorbed and emitted in quantum or package. Now watch this. It says electric charge can only increase or decrease by discrete energy levels. So now I want to talk about energy levels real quickly, because what it's going to do is take us to a place where we're going to define how these electrons move about. And I made a statement regarding certain localities, so I want to touch upon that and really hit it. So let me go back and put this little diagram on the board here, just signifying energy shells or energy levels. Now, within these energy levels, and again, keep in mind we're talking about science and spirituality and how those things tie together. So an electron can be on this energy level and suddenly appear here. Then in another instance, that electron can appear here, or it can appear out here. Now, with that being said, one might think that, well, maybe this electron will start out on this lower energy 1s level, and maybe then as it evolves or revolves or rotates, maybe it'll end up out here. And then when it rotates again, maybe it ends up here. Or then now with the next energy shell, maybe it ends up here. That's following a direct pattern. But watch this. Quantum physics and spirituality doesn't say that, because they both deal with transition. So electrons or valence electrons or outer shell electrons can start here, but they can jump here, then appear here, and then appear there. Listen, spiritually, that's what we do. So now I made the statement on last week that, listen, I could be here, but then I'm already at the mailbox, then I'm in the kitchen, I'm in the bedroom. What am I talking about? That's very powerful, because we're talking about our energy. We're talking about our spirit. By the time we've already gone to do a thing, our spirit has already gone there. That thing has already happened. So all we're doing is advancing, passing on to that occasion where it has already happened. We're not trying to get it to happen. It has already happened. So now our energy, our spirits have already taken the necessary steps to cause the thing to come to pass. And what we do, we walk in it. Watch this. Let me show you how powerful this is. How many of you have ever been in a place where you walked in a certain location and you got this smell, you got this sense, and it took you 15 to 20 years back? I do it all the time. And I'll stop. I'm like, well, I smelled that before. And I'll keep reminiscing and going back in my mind. And guess what? Something happened maybe 10 or 15 years ago. And guess what? It brought it to my remembrance. A smell. Or I've gone to a place and I may be in the restroom doing a certain thing and taking on a certain pattern. Maybe, getting myself together, washing my face and hair, or moving, doing something else. And all of a sudden, I'll stop because it felt like I've already done it before. Guess what? I've already done it before. And I'll stop and say, wait a minute. Did I already do this? And I'm not saying as if I'm confused about it. I'm saying it because I know that my spirit has already gone ahead, have already spied out the land, has already brought this thing to pass, and boom, now I'm just walking it out. I'm increasing, I'm advancing, and passing on to that appointed occasion where it was already deposited in time. Well, that's what quantum leap does. Takes us from one state to the next state, and what it does is take the necessary particles or properties to go with it so they may function in that realm or in that location. And so we do it all the time. So yes, I might be right here standing right now, But my spirit is not bound to this location. It's not bound to the studio. So by the time, listen, I may get to my next destination, I've already seen it. I've already sensed it. So I don't walk into it blindly. That's what we have the ability to do. Well, that's what's happening with these valence electrons. They may start here. They may end up here and bounce back at this shell over here. They may come back over here. That's what we have the ability to do. So that all ties into what? Spirituality. It ties into science, quantum mechanics. Now, I also talked about something that was very powerful called what? Entanglement. Entanglement says, just like we have in these electron configurations, let me show you this. I'm just going to put it up here. Let's just say this is the low level of the 1s energy level. So an electron will spin up and it'll also spin down. You won't have the same charges spinning up in those energy shells. Now, think about that. That's just like a magnet. You're not going to get the same poles coming together. What happens? They repel one another, right? So these electrons do the same thing. In those shells, one spins up and one will spin down. Now, when you're dealing with entanglement, quantum entanglement, listen, something may be happening light years away, or something may be happening in another state. But because of its quantum properties, guess what? They happen together. So if you take a photon of light and you pass it through a medium, and if something is transpiring, say 500 miles away, well, right over here, this spin may be 500 miles away. This one might be in my presence. But guess what? They're happening at the same time. That's called quantum entanglement. Well, don't our spirits do the same thing? We can see something happening way over here, but right here, something else is transpiring. But guess what? Because of the properties, they're happening at the same time. They're affecting one thing and they're affecting something else. So guess what? When you may be resting upon your bed top and you come into the one spirit and he begin to either call your name or make a decree because he understands something may be happening or transpiring or about to transpire, he has already gone to that place. He's already seen it. He's already touched on it and has already gotten you the answers. Listen, I have been with the one for over half of my life. Guess what? All of my answers, all of my questions, all of my concerns, guess what? I've got them answered. Before I can even ask a question, he already answered them. Sometimes I'll just walk in his presence, boom, I'll get my answers. Why? He's already scouted out that thing and have already brought back truth. Well, what happened in the story, the rendition of the spies going out? What did they do? They brought back evidence. They brought back information. They were what? Spying out the land. So when they saw what they had observed, all they did was bring back what? Information. That's what we do. We bring back information. Watch this. And let me get to something else. I want to break down quantum because it's going to take me to the next level of where we're going. And I'm telling you, listen, I studied this information. I mused over it. I cogitated upon it. Yes, I did. When I'm preparing this, I have you in mind. I want to bring forth the most potent, the most powerful, the most correct information, that it may sink, so that it could be succinct, that it could get to the crux of the matter. That's what I do. And I dedicated myself to this cause for you. So again, I appreciate you and honor you for being right here with us. Watch this. Let's talk about this. We're going to get to this timeline because I know you're out there. I can feel you. Look at this word. I'm going to break it down. Let's look at this word, quantum. And we broke this down last week, but I want to go back to it because it's going to take me somewhere else. The first part of quantum is the word quan. All right, and then we have the second part. powerful this breakdown become and how they connect with spirituality. Now, we put this on the timeline again. Come on, why don't you hit that share button as I prepare this information? Hit that share button. Give me those thumbs up, those emojis. If you can see that, come on and give me that thumb. Give me the thumbs up. Give me the hearts. And you know I want the laughter as well. We talked about that. Come on, give me the laughter. Give me the ha-has as well. Yes, indeed. The likes, the loves. Hit that share button. Come on, take this opportunity to share this information.
Catch your timeline.
All right. See on our timeline here. All right, we have Dario Bartlett. I study quantum physics also, and it comes from Africa. Come on, talk about it. Talk about it. Yes, we are the progenitors of quantum physics. We understand the very rudimentary aspects of it, but yet we know how to take it even further. Yes, Jasmine Michelle, Jerry Maguire, analogy. Yes. Yes, I'm going to get back to that. In fact, I'm going to hit that here in a second. It's right on it. Yes. Sister Rhonda Moore said, play Prince of Peace. She loved that sound. Yes, indeed. Our very own Jasmine Michelle again, transcending the physical existence. Yes. Ascending to a dimension that cannot be measured in time. Yes, we advance through time. We don't advance with time. Yes, Felicia Singletary says, I can relate also. Yes, indeed. Come on. Timing is fluid. Again, our Jasmine Michelle, time is fluid. Also, Cynthia Ford Clark says, I can relate. All right.
Sophia Thompson is in the house.
Yes, our very own Sophia Thompson is in the house. Gratitude, gratitude.
Kalelo Mo.
Kalelo Mo is in the house. Greetings.
Signet is in the house. Sivan Signet.
Ceylon Signet in the house. Greetings. Amos Keisha in the house. Yes.
Of course, our very own Lavelle.
Our very own Lavelle in the house.
Who else? Winsome
in the house.
The Loves, Tracy Love.
Yes, the Loves in the house.
Anthony Love.
Anthony Love. Tracy and Anthony Love.
Felicia Singletary.
Felicia Singletary. Greetings.
Amos is in the house.
Yes, Amos is in the house. Come on.
Dwayne Mack is in the house.
Dwayne Mack is in the house. Oh.
AKA Chocolate Child, Queen Brenda Brown is in the house.
Come on here. The Chocolate Child.
My friend from out of Louisiana, Patel is in the house.
Patel in the house. The one friend from out of Louisiana. Come on here. Greetings.
Yep. Bartlett is in here.
Bartlett in the house. Man, y'all up in here today.
Who else? I can't hear you. Okay.
Kenny Wortham in the house. In the house today.
Wiley Jones.
Wiley Jones in the house. Come on.
All right. You got about 50-some people in the house. You working. Work that thing.
Oh, you up in here today. Come on here. Mm-hmm. All right. Going back to quantum. Watch how quantum breaks down. Repost that again. All right, watch what it says here. Quan suggests unity or completion. In the realm of spirituality, completion or perfection is the number 7. So it says here, a loosely defined quality combining or uniting athletic skill with love and respect, as well as money. Watch this. The word is used, and this is what Sister Jazz and Michelle was talking about. The word is used in the movie Jerry Maguire by Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr. as Jerry. He said, Jerry, you are the ambassador of Quan. That's deep. But watch this. Quan is a Hebrew name for girls, meaning Elohim, or God, is gracious. Wait a minute. So we're talking about quantum physics, and quan means Elohim, or the Almighty One, is gracious. So there's a connection with science and spirituality. Watch this. Now let's tap into the word, or the suffix part of it, tongue. Watch this. Let's break that down.
Let them know you're being redundant, and you're being redundant for a reason.
Yes, sir.
Brother Hank is in the room.
We got Brother Hank in the room. Brother Hank in the room. And listen, I know that I'm going back over this information and being redundant. I'm being redundant for a reason. Listen, we're rehearsing this information, and what it's doing is building a foundation. And from there, you build your energy, you build your information. Information begets information. And I learned this a long time ago. We make decisions based on the information that we have. And so as we begin to build this information, I learned this from the one. We build upon and make decisions based on what we have, what we've downloaded. And so I'm being redundant for a reason. Now, watch this. Yes. Jazz and Michelle said quan equal goddess. Yes, yes. Watch this. Tongue, the suffix part of it. Watch what it means. It means perfection. There we go again. So now we're looking at quan meaning perfection or completion, and also tongue means perfection and completion. So watch this. It means one of the epitaphs of the objects in the high priest's breastplate as an emblem of complete truth. Wait a minute, let me say that again. So now the word tongue from 8550 in the Hebrew, Strong's Hebrew and Greek Concordance, is tamum in its transliteration, in its corresponding characters that have carried over. But watch this, which means tamum. And tamum means perfection. That is one of the epitaphs of the objects in the high priest's breastplate as an emblem of complete truth. So now, let's look at this, complete truth. So what are we talking about? I keep trying to tell you what? The truth. I keep trying to tell you that science and spirituality go together. So now, what does the thummim represent? The thummim represent truth. So at the time the high priest wore this breastplate, and the urim and the thummim would light up. So it was the ability to judge, the ability to understand truth, to discern truth. But watch this. It also comes from 8537, tum, which means completeness, integrity, as part of the high priest's breastplate, full integrity, perfection, simplicity, uprightness, and adventure. Now, let's drop down. It also means of full integrity, perfection, uprightness. Now, let's go to 8552 real quickly because it's going to tie into something. Put this on the timeline. 8552 is tamam. All right, stick with me. Listen, if you're getting something, give me those thumbs up. Give me those hearts, those emojis. While you're at it, hit that share button. How many know we need this information to take us to that next level? All right, 8552, watch this. It means to be complete or finished, accomplished. It means cease, or to be cleansed, or to clean past, to be clean past something. It means to consume or have done. Watch this. To come to an end. So declaring my end from the beginning. So that's what tam means, or tamam. Not only that, it means to be all here, to make perfect, to be perfect. It means to be spent. That means to give all. But watch this. It also means sum. Well, what is sum? It's a mathematical term. So now the word thummim or tamim means to add up, the sum of a thing, to show forth. It means to be. Oh, wait a minute. To be means what? To come into existence, or hayah. You know, we got that information from the one, to be upright, to show thyself, to show oneself. So now we see that thummim or tum, as we see here, takes us all the way to spirituality, takes us all the way through mathematics. I'm telling you, when you make up in your mind that this information is not too deep for you and that it all connects, it's our everyday way of life, listen, you'll begin to grab those levels of revelation and you'll start connecting the dots, because you'll know that it belongs to you. You will know and realize that I know and I've got to know because I have a need to know, and because I am knowledge. And knowledge is just my lowest level of learning. So I need this information so that I may get to the higher levels of learning. Watch this. Now that's tongue. Now, let me go somewhere real quickly, because I talked about entanglement. Now, for those of you with my notes, I want you to go to page 5. I want to bring in quantum questions inspiring new math. New math. But to you and I, it's not new math. Let me go ahead and put this on the timeline here. And I'll go back and check to see who's on the timeline. All right, and I'm going to put the title, and I'm going to put the source so you'll know that it was retrieved. Now, I know I talked a lot about mathematics. I also bring in physics. Well, I'm not just spitting out physics terms and physics information without validation. One thing I want you to know, that I also have a degree in physics. Not only a degree in mathematics, so I have a degree in physics. So the information that I'm bringing forth is validated. It's validated. Watch this. Quantum questions inspire new math. In order to fully understand the quantum world, we may have to develop a new realm of mathematics. Wow. A new realm of mathematics to explain quantum. The word of quantum theory, quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Because it's explaining spirituality, but it's explaining it in the form of mathematics. So all of this is evolving. Watch what it says. Okay? And it shows you quantummagazine.org. Now, let me put this information out here real quickly. I'm going to drop down and give you a portion of it, because it's going to take me, again, somewhere else with this information. If you can see that, come on and give me those thumbs up real quickly. Give me those thumbs up. While that information is populating, listen, let me take a quick station identification break.
Jazz said new math. She said she's still trying to master old math.
Yes, Jazz, I feel you. I feel you.
Shaquille Foster's in the house.
All right, we see Shaquille Foster in the house.
Kelly Horton.
Kelly Horton in the house. Greetings.
Benji Frazier.
Benji Frazier.
Kiana, Sergeant at Arms in the room.
All right, Sergeant at Arms, Kiana, thank you for tuning in. Listen, from Sister K.D. Hall once again, enjoying this refreshment. As the song say, I've just got to wet my whistle right now. All right, here we go. Now, listen, Real quickly, I want you to give yourselves a black hand. Come on, give yourselves a black hand. Watch this. Now, watch what it says. The bizarre world of quantum theory, where things can seem to be in two places at the same time and are subject to the laws of probability, not only represents a more fundamental description of nature than what preceded it, it also provides a rich context for modern mathematics. So now you have to see this. It's talking about describing a bizarre world of quantum theory, where things can seem to be in two places at the same time, but subject to the same law. I was talking about that earlier. So now quantum entanglement talks about that, being in one place, two different locations, but affecting one thing or affecting something at the same time. That's what happens spiritually. We're here right now, but yet we've gone to another location. We've already sought out the land. I'm already at the mailbox retrieving my mail. I'm already in my bedroom. I'm already in the kitchen. Why? Because my spirit has the ability to go to those places. My energy, all it is my energy. My energy is neither created nor destroyed, but it can be what? Removed, transferred, change shape, or change form. So now it's just going to another locale or another location. Watch this. Another piece, and I'm gonna show you this, man. This is wow.
Talk about it, Apostle. Talk about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Help us out. Help us out.
Watch this. Just going to give you this portion of it here. Watch this. All right. Put that piece back on there. Let me copy that. All right. Now, watch what it says. It says, this is, of course, a long-standing and intimate relationship between mathematics and physics. Galileo famously wrote about a book of nature waiting to be decoded. Said, philosophy is written in this grand book, the universe, which stands continually open to our gaze. But the book cannot be understood unless one first learns. All right. Watch this. Let me get this other piece that I put on here. All right. To comprehend the language and read the letters in which it is composed. It is written in the language of what? Mathematics. So there is a language of mathematics. There's a language that we speak. There's a language of spirituality. There's a language of science. There's a language of quantum mechanics that all connect, and that causes you not only to be housed in this form, but to take on your next shape, your next form. And it's explained. So what we do here is explain it, so we take the spookism out of it. Listen, you can think two simultaneous thoughts, but not opposing thoughts, which is called ambivalence. We're not talking about ambivalence, two opposing thoughts. We're not talking about cognitive dissonance. We're talking about you can have two simultaneous thoughts going on and understand how to compartmentalize it and cause the reasoning to happen here and reasoning to happen there, and they both come together and bring a thing to pass. And you understand it. Why? Because you've gained control of your thoughts, your mind, and you understand how to harness that energy. Now, watch this. I'm going to play something out here. It's going to tie, my goodness, we're going to break down quantum once again. I'm going to put the word, and those of you again have my source notes, go to page 9. That's on page 9. Watch this. Man, this is, we're going to tie in some more spirituality. We'll tie into some more spirituality.
Pamela's in the house. Pamela.
All right, we got Pamela in the house.
Kelly says facts.
Yes, Kelly, facts, facts. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
JP says 100.
Brother JP in the house, 100.
Jazzy says operating in one spirit, one body, one energy.
Yes, Mr. Jazz. Sister Kiana said that drink. Yes, indeed. True indeed. Sister Tammy said, great information. MT, Master Teacher, learning more and more. Yes, indeed. Gratitude. The nectar of Katie Hall. All right, now, let's look at this. So now, I'm going to quickly, I want to put it in your eye gates. I know you have it up on the board, but I've learned to continue to rehearse it, to be redundant. And so you got this portion up here. And so now, let me just write this. You pronounce it qua or que, however you enunciate it. But watch this. It means insofar as, in the capacity of, or character of. That's from Webster Dictionary. And again, I want you to keep in mind, I keep being redundant saying we're going back to science. Spirituality, science. Spirituality, science. I want you to hear it. So the more you hear science, you're going to make the connection with spirituality. They'll connect because they go together. You can't have one without the other. Now, watch this. As I researched further, man, this gets good to me. All right. Now, as I researched further, watch this. As I said, que means insofar as, in capacity of, or character of. Watch this. It also refers to kadesh or kadosh, which means holy. But more specifically, it's talking about Kadesh Barnea. Oh, wait a minute. How many of you recall when we talked about when the children of Israel continued to walk around the mountains? You all know, you've heard the story about that. And all of a sudden, it said, the Almighty One said, you've compassed this mountain long enough. You were talking about being in the place of Kadesh Barnea. So now, keep in mind, we're making a reference to something. We're saying one thing and say something else. I'm not trying to save you. Right. I'm not trying to proselytize you. I'm not doing that.
Just giving you an allegory.
I'm just giving you an allegory so that you'll understand the connection. See, if I can give you one thing, you can make the connection to something else. Watch this. So now, that lends us to something that's spiritual, in a place of spirituality, in a place within ourselves where, listen, we've compassed certain mountains long enough. Mm-hmm. And so now we're breaking over, we're going over to a place of higher learning, higher thinking, because we can make the connection. See, they told us that we couldn't use science and mathematics and physics and chemistry when you're talking about spiritual things and when you're talking about religion. Well, when you remove those components, that's all you're talking about is religion. So that's exactly what it is, the absence of science. But watch this. Let me give you another portion of this. Oh, I'm just about done with you here, but I want to give you this information though, so you'll see exactly where we're going with it. Now, give you this part. All right. Just this portion, so you'll have this information on that timeline. You can always go back and view that. Now, let me see. Okay. Kadesh or Kadosh meaning what? Holy. It is the same word as the Arabic of the name Jerusalem. Barnea means desert of wandering. This place, the scene of Miriam's death, was the furthest point which Yisrael reached in the direct road to Canaan. It was also whence the spies, when we were talking about that, were sent, and where on their return, the people broke out into murmuring. So now we're making that connection. We're talking about going from one location to the next location, a place of transition, a place of transformation. But watch this. Now, let's go down. I'm going to put this on the timeline so that you can see this. According to Dr. Smith William, entry of Kadesh or Kadesh Barnea in the capacity of or by virtue of. All right, by virtue of. Now, let's see, let's take this over into the Hebrew. Let me show you what this is. We'll put this on the timeline and we're going to walk right through it. So in the Hebrew, we get the word segev. And if you can see that information I just posted on the timeline, again, give me those thumbs up. Watch what it means. We're talking about the word qua or qua, Q-U-A, beginning part of what? Quantum. Watch what it means. It means, in the Hebrew, it means greatness. It also means exaltedness. Wait a minute. So you're saying quantum means exaltedness? Mm-hmm. It means going to a higher plane, to a higher self. Exaltedness. Mm-hmm. Watch this. It also means glory. It means majesty. But the word qua in the Hebrew it's relating to the word or the number 305. So 305 in the gematria, watch what it means by definition. And what is the gematria? The gematria. A cryptograph in the form of a word whose letters have the numerical values of a word taken as the hidden meaning. So what I'm telling you, this information is coded. You know, the one talk about it all the time. The information is coded. So it'll say one thing to say something else, to get you to a higher thought processes. But watch this. Within that realm, it means his word. Watch what his word, it says, will be acceptable. His phrase, talking about the Almighty One, the Almighty Ones. There is none like him amongst the entire nation. But it also means his majesty will be accepted and acknowledged by others. So now we're talking about this root word, this prefix to quantum, meaning exalted, means majesty, means going to that next level, to the higher level. So that's the connection, one, from science, taking you over into what? Spirituality. So now, let me give you one more piece here. 305. 305, once again, according to Strong's, it is the word Abanahino, number 305. Watch what it means. To go up, it means to ascend. To go up, to mount up, to ascend of things. It also means to rise or to spring up or to come up. So what are we doing right now? We're coming up. We're springing up. We're going up, denoting a high place. We're ascending. So in order for you to really understand the connection, you've got to do what? You've got to ascend up in your mind. You've got to allow yourself to download the information, and you've got to open up. And again, that's the method by which I use with my students. I get them to open up so that they can ascend. The moment they open up, I got them. Mm-hmm. So it automatically causes transformation. Why? Because they've ascended.
Yeah, but that's what Jazzy was talking about earlier. She made a earlier statement that transcending the physical existence, and transcending the physical existence takes us to our higher self, allowing us to eternalize being God again, becoming our God selves in that higher sense, which is interesting enough. She had mentioned that, and you flowed right into it, and she talked about fertility earlier.
Yes.
That flow, that mathematic flow that you're giving us to bring us to that higher self.
Higher self.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome, Jazzy. Right on time. See, the information is timely. It's connecting. She put it out on the timeline. I'm talking about it. Yes. That's awesome. That's what we do. She said the exalted one would be the I am within the U.S. during transformation. Yes, indeed.
Yes. Within us.
Within us.
Yes.
During transformation. Yes. Absolutely. We're the exalted ones. We're being exalted. And see, if you don't understand that, listen, you will die like mere mortals, if I can say it like that. And I don't mean a physical death, but your spirit man, you allow your spirit man not to expand. Yes. You're going to become the expandable man. Sleep. You'll go to sleep, thank you. You'll be lulled to sleep. All right, let me give you this other piece here. We're going to see who's on the timeline. And we are going to stop it right here. All right. Listen, once again, we do appreciate you being in the house today. Listen, you all are up in here. Thank you for the talkback system. This is definitely a dialogue and not a monologue.
Sister Jazzy had a question.
Yes.
She asked, did you see it?
Let's see, let me go back, see if I can.
No, sometimes it's hard to find it on that timeline to be moving, so. She asked a question, how does quantum correlates with sacred geometry?
Okay, how does quantum correlate to sacred geometry? Now, we're talking about the principles of quantum. How quantum, we're taking necessary properties and we're correlating it into other realms. We're talking about taking capacity and constructing. We're constructing something here, we're constructing something there, just as my diagram showed how it's taking a quantum leap from one area to the next. What you have to see that geo represent measuring. So what quantum is doing is measuring a thing. How do we measure it? We measure it by probability. How does this come to pass? Probability. Probability is a thing being transpiring over its overall outcome. So we can have experimental probability where we do trials and our outcome is based on the number of times we've done the trial. So if I did a complete trial 100 times and I ended up with 75 of what I've been searching for, my probability is 75 out of 100, or we can reduce that to 3/4, 3/4. So that's my probability, or 75%. So 75% of the time, this thing is going to transpire. So that's our quantum connection. It is constructing what we're actually giving you. So as I'm giving you this information, it's actually geometrically constructing you. It's causing you to see the correlation, make the connections. The geometry is spirituality and science. So you're getting a drawing, a figure.
Mm-hmm. Probability.
Probability.
Yeah, awesome. It's awesome. And what so far as that dealing with that probability, in other words, it's going to give you more chances of the outcome that you're actually trying to achieve.
Absolutely.
Right. So when you get to the geometry, that sacred geometry with the quantum, because the quantum carries certain particles.
Yes.
That are going to manifest in advance anyway.
Yes.
With it, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's going to advance with it. And the probability portion of it is so powerful because the more experiments you do, the more trials you do, experimental and theoretical probability become one.
See there?
So the more you do this, the more information you get, it takes it out of the experimental realm, out of theoretical realm, and it becomes one. The closer you get to one, it's the greater probability that it'll happen. It's called the likelihood that it'll happen. When it hit one in mathematics, it is certain to happen.
Yes.
When you're dealing with probability. Watch this.
You can drop the mic on that one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So now this thing is certain to happen. Why? Because we've connected probability, we've connected spirituality, we've connected science, we've connected mathematics. Guess what? The probability is greater for you to understand it. Why? Because I've connected all the pieces and the components and the parts. And because when you put them together, like I said, a probability of 0.9 is likely to happen. A probability of 0.8 is likely to happen. A probability of 1 or the 1 is certain to happen.
Yes.
That's proven in mathematics.
Yes.
Watch this. I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to show you how others have tapped into the information but don't know the depths of it. Watch this. Brother Hank said, yes, just give me the facts. That's it. Yes, indeed. True indeed.
Yes.
Watch this. Wow. When I saw this, man, it blew me away.
Yes, sir.
I want everybody to see this. take a look at this. And for those of you who just might have come into the house, it's under the teacher will appear. Came in the house late. Under the teacher will appear. Felicia Singletary said deep.
And look what, yeah.
Sister Tracy loves that. Wow, I caught that. The one. Come on here. Yes.
Yeah.
Watch this. Now we're talking again. Make this final connection. We're talking about science. We're talking about spirituality. We're talking about truth. Watch this. I recently ordered something. And the package, I got my confirmation. Watch what I got as a confirmation or a confirmation email. Watch what it says. UPS tracking notification. And I said on here, tracking number, and in parentheses, I said omitted for security purposes. So, of course, I had a tracking number, but it's attached to all the information, so I omitted the tracking number. But watch what it says. UPS quantum view. Wait a minute. Hold on. So now, I ordered something. My package arrived, but they sent me a confirmation email, and the confirmation email says UPS quantum view. Well, you know, when you see those UPS drivers, man, they're moving. They're trying to get to one destination to the next destination. What are they doing? They're getting in the what? In the wind. What is wind? Spirit. So they're getting in the spirit, delivering their packages. Why? They're making that quantum leap from one destination to the next destination. Listen, they require them to move swiftly.
Yes.
They're moving quickly trying to get those packages delivered.
Yes.
What they're doing is getting in the wind. And what we're talking about is getting in the spirit of it.
They safely drive aggressively.
They safely drive aggressively. Yes. Safely drive aggressively. So what are they doing? They're making deliveries. They're quantum leaping from one spot to the next spot. And guess what? The handheld device that they have in their hand is built up mechanically, and all of the electronic components, all the digital programming, that's science.
Yes.
So now we see that's technology. Technology at its best. And so I understand that. Why? I used to work for FedEx. Same device. So now we make those connections. We make those connections here. We make those connections there. Before we get there, we would have already programmed it, so we already understand what to pick up. That's our spirit going ahead, going to that place, our energy, being in another location, understanding what's taking place.
You know what, Apostle? I'm going to say something too.
Yes.
Here's a great example as well, because you all remember when we used to have those old recording units at the home for the phone. When you call the phone, the recording unit pick up.
Yes.
And you know, the answering service,
yes.
answering machine picks up, right?
Yes.
And it asks you to leave a message, right?
Yes.
Okay, so once you leave that message, what happens is that message actually advances into the future.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Because whenever that person gets to the house, that message is there waiting on them.
Yes.
It had advanced into the future.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you leap to where it has been advanced to.
Yes.
You see, and that's awesome, because you can see it.
Yes.
Because you sent something into the future for me,
right,
that when I get there, it would be waiting on me.
Waiting on me. That's powerful. Yeah. That's powerful.
Yes. Yes.
Come on, that's the one.
Yes.
That's the one, baby. That's the one. Awesome. Awesome. Listen, let me check this timeline again. Boy, that is an awesome analogy. My goodness. Let me check this timeline before we get out of here. I've held you long enough, but I tell you, it's been a powerful session. The energy was high, and boy, we're up in here. Pamela Harris said, I'm trying to pick up what you're putting down, even though I enter late. This is so true. I can speak it, read it. It's going to spedazzo you in the Greek, which means to bring you up to speed. It's going to bring you up to speed. So all is well. Look at that, brother Hank Swinson said, that's deep. Talking about the one, that's deep. Yes, indeed. All right, let's see who else is on the timeline here. Did I miss anyone?
Not so far.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Brother Swenson, he already said it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's deep.
The intuitive one said,
yeah.
Most excellent dissertation, master teacher, gratitude. Gratitude, intuitive one. Listen, not only did you hear me, but you heard the host with the most. Listen, I'm going to bring back to you none other than our very own, the one. Shalom Aleichem, Mishpikah.
Yes, listen. Oh, come on, y'all. Come on. Give him a black hand. The master teacher. Come on here. Didn't he come on with it? Come on here. He laid it down for us. Opened it up for us. Come on here. He brought that P in there for us. Probability. You know when that probability come in and he brought you to the one. That means that it is absolutely going to happen. Now there's the possibility. And then the potential is there. So probability, potential, possibility. The 3 P's, they're going to happen for us. Why? Because now the quantum realm has been opened up for us. Our minds have been touched. Our minds have been titillated. We have been imparted into. He has opened up those things for us. And listen, I'm excited. My spirit is leaping all over the place. My spirit ran down the hall, down the stairs, out in the front yard, down the street, and come back into me. Listen, we are some very powerful and awesome people. And this is the season and time, listen, that we're coming back together in our thought processes. This is the season and time that we're clearing and cleaning that center, that single eye, so that what? We can comprehend at the highest level, so that we can what? Transcend. That we can become one with ourselves again. That we can become the I am again. As the apostle spoke earlier, listen, he said that Hayah is the Hebrew word which means to come into being. Come into being, which means that I am. Because I am, therefore I exist. I want you to know today that you exist. And because you exist, come on here, we are real and we're dealing with a reality. All is real before us. Listen, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing the master teacher to come into your eardrums and into your eye gates. Listen, until next time, y'all know what to do. Hold what you got. Muse over it. Concentrate upon it. Ponder on it. But by all means, govern yourselves accordingly. And I'll let the apostle say the rest. I love you, fam.
All right, family. Again, Shalom Aleichem, Mishpikah. We look forward to seeing your face in a place on the next session.